Hey everyone, how you doing? It's a slow Sunday morning. Got back from the wedding last night. Had a blast. Was a ton of fun. Glad we came down to it. Actually, bumped into the groom, who said that his father actually gave him our book, one rental at a time, which I thought was pretty cool. I had no idea that had happened. So, anyways, that was a highlight for me of the day. So, coming home in a few hours, and thought I'd record a quick video. Uh, this morning's nothing really going on. No new information. Still Argentina trade war. All those things heading into the week. So Sundays can be pretty slow. But I did find a couple of articles I wanted to share with you and sort of give you my thoughts. One that I've been looking at for a couple of days now is, a bunch of analysts and people were asked, how much do you need to retire? Right, in America, in general. How much do you think you need to retire? And based on their number crunching and all of that, they came back with $1.7 million. Um, I think, I've shared this before on this channel probably 6 to 8 months ago. I actually believe that we have been indoctrinated to think about the wrong number. Right, basically what, these 1.7 or the 4% or, all these other things they talk about with retirement is basically build up this huge nest egg and then take little, as small as pieces as possible and hope it lasts as long as you do and you die before you run out of money in general. And that promotes the whole try to save your way to retirement. It's don't do the whole $4 lattes and all of those things. And if you're following this channel, having a high net worth is yeah, I guess it's interesting, but it's not what I shoot for. I so much so that I changed my goals mid-year because I want to do what I say I'm talking about. And you need to think about what is your passive income, right? How much shows up, every day, month, whatever you want to break it down, that you don't have to work for, right? I want us to start talking about that number, right? Do you make $1,000 a month without having to work? Is it 1,500? Whatever that is for you, let's talk about that, because I promise you, if you have a 500K net worth, but you had $15,000 coming in every month for the rest of your lives, for most of you, you'd be great, right? The net worth is not that it's irrelevant, because you do need to bring up assets, and a net worth means you have stuff paid off or paid down. So I get it, but let's not make the number the thing that we chase. I think that's pretty important. I think it promotes the whole, save, give your money to Wall Street, and just pray it works out, which I am against, for sure. Another one I wanted to talk about is I'm glad you agree. Thanks. That's what how Dow '07. That's cool. Thanks for watching, man. The other one I saw this morning I thought was a fun article that sort of got me with their clickbait title was, basically, if you want to be happy, do these things. And I said, all right, no, everybody wants to be happy. Let's see what it has to say. So it had 5 things to do to be happy. And again, they looked at, lots of research studies and all of this. And the 3 that I noted were interesting. One is don't retire early. And as someone who left the workforce at 45, that caught my attention, right? Isn't that the goal everybody wants, is to retire early? Really where this little blurb or a couple of paragraphs went is, if you do retire early from your day job, make sure you find something you love. Don't let your mind go to waste. Nobody just sits on a beach all day and wastes away. It did make special points to really highlight the mind, right? You got to stay busy and sharp, whether you retire in your 30s or in your 50s, which I thought was interesting. And basically it went on to talk about, if you do retire early and you don't have that next thing, it can be very frustrating. As someone who didn't have that next thing ironed out right away at 45, I can tell you that's so true. While I had a couple of fun days after leaving the workforce, I was going into a rapid hole of depression for 6 weeks after, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. My ego was tied up in my work, and I had to find something else to do, and hence the birth of this channel. So very, very true. The second one that caught my attention was, don't buy a home. which I thought was pretty interesting because, again, I own a bunch of real estate and all of that stuff. So first and foremost, it wasn't talking about investment homes, so I was happy to hear that. What it was talking about is owners of homes, all these extra expenses and taxes and lack of mobility and all of those things I found interesting. And it really goes after, maybe Grant Cardone's right in this aspect, right? He is a big proponent of, basically don't buy a home, rent where you want to live and invest everything else, which is interesting. He's been on that kick for quite a while, even going back to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, your house is not an asset. So not buying a home to live in, instead renting, again, according to this article, will make you happy. And then the last one that I noted actually made me chuckle out loud, so I had to share it, was don't be a lawyer. First off, not a lawyer. I know a couple, but I thought it was pretty funny. Apparently lawyers in general are not very happy. So again, if you want to be happy, it had 5, but I noted down 3. The article was don't retire early, don't buy a home, and don't be a lawyer, which I thought was pretty funny. The last one I want to talk about is I get a lot of folks asking about, how could interest rates go any lower on mortgage loans? And my answer is they can go a lot lower. And if you want real world examples, just look in Europe. The U.S. right now is roughly 3.6, again, according to what I saw this morning. The average in Europe, get ready for this, 1.65. 1.65. And by my calculations, that's more than a half, 50% cheaper in Europe, right? What would happen to real estate if mortgage rates went down by half? I mean, that's just crazy to think about. A couple other things of note. There's apparently a couple of banks giving out 0.5% mortgages, 30-year mortgages, 0.5. 0.5. I can't fathom that, but it's happening in Europe. And then the one that really got me is apparently, and again, this one's mind-boggling. A bank in Denmark, as I recall, it was the 3rd largest lender in Denmark, is paying people to take out mortgages with a negative 0.5% interest rate. So somebody crossed the theoretical zero, crazy. And just so we're clear, Asia's got low rates too. So the people out there that think that, can't go lower here, yes, they can, and they can go substantially lower. I just wonder what happens to real estate if that happens. My guess is it would be a great time to be a landlord. The refinancing that would go on to keep this economy going would be out of this world. And yeah, it certainly could go some lower. And then the last one to talk about, I saw a Gary Vee video the other day that really made me laugh, and talked about the 8th place trophies that we were giving kids for the longest time. A lot of the millennials, probably some of the Generation Z as well. And as far as his point of the video was concerned, is don't blame the kids, right? The kids didn't ask for the 8th place trophies. Blame the parents. And for lots of the people watching this, that's us. So again, talk about Gary Vee and kids being soft. It's not their fault, right? The parents who love them and care for them and all of that stuff. We were the ones that gave them the 8th place trophies. Trust me, they wouldn't have wanted them. But they're just like us. We'll happily take them if they're out there. So at the end, I just want to share with you this cool Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. And as always, if you see a headline or something, or you have a subscriber question, let me know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.